It is time.
Well, something new I found out, and I thought I knew a lot of stuff about Jeff Buckley and a lot of people talking about Jeff Buckley because people have, big stars have mentioned him as, influences, like Adele mentions him.
Right.
Tom York mentioned him before. Also, Robert Plant has talked about how great his voice is.
And he was somebody who died tragically young, right?
He died when he was 27, same age as his dad died. Yeah. Tim Buckley.
So he was in the 27 Club.
Yeah, he was in the 27 Club. What was that? Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
Kurt Cobain.
Yep, Kurt Cobain. So that's unfortunate.
He drowned in the Mississippi River.
Wow. Supposedly he's an amazing songwriter. So not only is he a good guitarist and
and singer,
player, his lyrical content is supposedly on Bob Dylan tier.
Yeah, and also his voice is one. Like Chris Cornell said he was an influence. They were friends.
Plus the infamous Hallelujah version that everybody really loves.
That became really famous for him actually at 9/11.
Posthumously,
yeah. Because I knew about it. A lot of people knew about Leonard Cohen, which was the original version of the song. And but anyway, so one thing I found out recently is when they were Radiohead was recording the album with High and Dry on it. That they really didn't like High and Dry after they recorded it. Said it was kind of a ripoff, and they were all kind of down the dumps. They're kind of fighting at the time, and they were having a really terrible time in the studio. And they had written "Fake Plastic Trees" in a way, and they hated it. They hated
all their hits, basically. Usually,
yeah. They just absolutely hated it. And then they went. The producer said, "Hey, Jeff Buckley's playing. Let's go check him out." So it was just Jeff Buckley and his guitar, and he was drinking a Guinness, I guess. And after that night of seeing Jeff Buckley, it kind of brought the band back together, and they went in and did the actual album version of Fake Plastic Trees acoustic, which is
that became the final version. Yeah,
became the final version of the song due to Jeff Buckley. So
yeah. Tom York was known to just he always says his least favorite song was "Creep," and that's everybody's favorite Radiohead.
That's
song.
My least favorite song.
Well, yeah. Well, everybody, not everybody, but I guess I would say the general public, what they think of Radiohead would be "Creep."
But I feel like that's the way it is for a lot of the big famous people. Bradley Noel probably would hate "What I Got" right now. You know what I mean?
Right. And you got to sing it forever, and if But anyways, Jeff Buckley. So we're going in the EJ's way back machine to Mojo Pin live by Jeff Buckley.
Check it out.
So this is some kind of festival or something.
Glastonbury.
Oh, Glastonbury. Okay, sorry. I didn't see that part. Some kind of festival. Huge festival.
His volume and voice control is amazing.
I'm lying in my bed. The blanket is warm. This body will never be safe from harm. Still feel your hair, black ribbons cold. Touch my skin to keep me whole. To me, if you laid out my side, I wouldn't need no Mojo Pin to keep me satisfied.
I need that hat.
I'm blind and tortured. White horses flow. The memories far
Wow.
Radiohead love these dudes. I can see it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's a guy I listen to now called Andrew Bird.
Yeah.
And I can hear so much of that in this, which I love. And it's just his voice control is insane.
Oh, and it gets crazier as the song goes on because the song builds into stuff, and
and the instrumentation's nice because it's like not overwhelming, but you hear the chords and you hear the chords are underneath the voice, but the voice is leading the whole shebang. You know, the whole thing is the voice. So
he definitely
Yo,
has.
what
that.
up, Jazzer? Give a shout out to Jazzer Dog real quick. He's
Jazzer Dog. What's up, man?
He says vocal range is impressive.
Oh yeah,
and we totally agree. What's up, Jazzy? Thanks for being here.
Into this falsetto. So
it's falsetto, but the length he can hold notes. The length he can hold notes too is.
Yeah, and reverb helps that too. I think that he was good at like the people were good at putting like effects on his voice. Whoever was doing his stage stuff, because once you add a tiny bit of reverb to a voice like his, it just like opens up the whole world. You know,
yeah.
It's insane.
It's beautiful.
Oh, precious, precious silver and gold, and pearls and oysters flesh. Drop down we to the serve and pray to love. Born again from the rhythm.
White Stripes sound like this too.
Streaming down from heaven.
I can hear that.
Ageless, ageless, and I'm there in your arms. Don't wanna wait for you, don't wanna know. I'm blind and tortured, the white horses flow. The memories fly, the rhythms for slow. Black beauty, I love you so.
Wow.
Nobody else really does that. Who else sings like that?
Adele. No, like some female artists like up in that
Radiohead.
range, like, and Radiohead.
That's all I can think of.
Declan McKenna sings like that. He's a newer guy, or maybe a little bit of Arctic Monkeys.
Muse.
Yeah, Muse. There you go. Now we're
Maybe
talking.
Muse.
Like this could be a part of a Muse song right here.
It's you I've searched so hard for.
Dang.
I love that uplift chord. That's such a nice chord.
Beautiful.
Okay. What the hell?
Yes.
Yes.
That was some Zeppelin shit right at the end. Like
Yeah.
I'm feeling some Robert Plant stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But then that also kind of goes like you said, Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Audio Slave. What was Temple of the Dog?
Yeah,
all that grunge stuff. I think definitely followed suit.
Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder, yeah, they were all like I know that Chris Cornell and him were friends, and that he was a huge influence because his major influence he always touted was Nina Simone.
Oh, okay.
He was a
There you
huge
go.
Nina Simone fan.
He sounds like Freddie Mercury.
He kind of has that, yeah. He has this crazy vocal range. His ability to hold notes and to go. It's like
You guys are comparing him to like the best.
Oh yeah, well,
I
he
mean,
is the
he's
best.
he's great.
He is the best. One of the best.
Well, I mean,
One of the
I do
best.
think that he's one of those cult phenomenon.
He's like a
people
musician.
are like super into him, even though he's died so long ago, and he had a pretty short career. I guess you look at it,
Right.
But it's just one of those people that like people are real diehard Jeff Buckley fans.
He's a musician's musician.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I really liked like the different chord progressions in the song, just like the way that the song was built chord progression wise. It had that like uplift chord, and he created all these little moments for his voice that you kind of don't expect. It was definitely a good art piece.
I was not expecting the ending. The ending got wild.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of that like build ups and everything, and he can wail too. So that's the thing that's great.
Oh, I also wanted to say before we move on that like we talked about Freddie Mercury, that apparently they did a study that certain people, certain stars, it has to do with the shape of their head and their mouth and the teeth actually of a person can make you sing different.
Well, yeah.
Definitely.
So like they did a study on Freddie Mercury and kind of like show why his range was so huge. His mouth was like way larger
Different.
than the average person's mouth. So he was able to phonate differently, and that's how you get those long held notes and everything. And so, anyways, I find that to be super interesting because people take vocal lessons. You know, they're like, how can I sound like Jeff Buckley?
Right.
But then it's like your genetics and your body, your physical body is not the same.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
you
not-
either do
can
it
get-
naturally or you have to put in so much work to adapt.
Exactly. Or you can basically not get there at all, you know?
You won't ever do it.
Yeah,
You can't
because
sound like him.
it's not your fault. It's just you were born that way.
Right.
Some people were born to sing.
And Jazzerdog said it right. The music back in the day had no filter on it, on what was hot and what was not. Music was life and connection to things going on back then, and it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I go on TikTok and
And they
listen-
tell me what to
they
like.
Tell me what to like.
No, Frank Zappa talks about that in this old interview with him. He talks about how the old music execs, like the record execs, they were these guys that were so out of touch with they didn't know what was hot and what was not. They just smoked cigars in their office and said, you know what? You look like you got the stuff, kid. Let's put, stuff towards your album. And then it was like random. Like they didn't care. And he said that was the golden age of music. And now as the people that are the tastemakers get younger and younger, music gets more trite because they're not letting people kind of like do their thing. It's like you have to fit yourself into
be in
a
a
box.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's going to be marketable. Whereas, there was a golden age of music where you could throw a lot at the proverbial wall. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's still artists like that today
Yeah.
that push the envelope. I'm not saying that, but I just think that the music industry as a whole kind of got lost a little bit along the way.
It used to ebb and flow too. There were times where it would happen, and it gets to a point where it kind of dies down, and everything kind of is just kind of generic. Happens, and then it comes boom, a new music thing comes.
And now
in
there's a
and
lot
changes
of there's a
everything.
lot more legal issues happening. Like for instance, Dua Lipa, who's a very famous singer, pop star, has a song that is under has a suit against it from two different bands and different songs. Like
Like
it's
stealing it?
Yeah, like her song. I can't remember the song. I have to look it up. We'll talk about it another time. Maybe we can like assess it ourselves. That'd be kind of cool. But her songs literally being flagged by 2 different bands that had 2 different songs that sound similar to one song.
Oh, yeah.
So as music kind of like funnels itself through the record labels and the writers that do all that shit,
it's not possible
you know,
that like all the combinations of music sound can have been played before, is it? Like,
Well, I think we're getting closer because there's more music being made now and published now than there ever has been at an exponential rate.
and that's kind of what I was saying too. Like Ozric Tentacles or Ed Wynn, like he has his own style. There's tons of times I'm sure he's been very, very close to replicating.
Well, not only that,
You
I'm
know,
sure
a
he
song.
rips off all of his favorite bands, and so
it's
pretty
not
much
rip off if you're like
it's being
influenced.
inspired.
You're influenced.
Being
You
inspired.
Art is theft, though, and
But
people
that's
say
been
that.
going on forever.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
And so, but
You almost want to, in a sense. I mean, like when the like, you know, everything's in front of you and you know the formula for a successful song, like why not go
Yeah.
for
Or
it?
here's something that you think sounds great, and you want to make something that sounds great. It's probably going to sound like the other great things you like.
I mean, in Galaxy Jams, when we come in here, we try to access our abilities and our natural sounds that we have, but we're also experimenting with new sounds to make new, living spaces for this music, and that's really how you generate new music. And so that's what's cool about what we're doing in this room, in my opinion.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kai here with Galaxy Jams. I hope you enjoyed that React video. If you didn't know, we live stream a music improv show every single Tuesday, and we'd love to have you there. But if you want to hear what we sound like, just give us 30 seconds.